So welcome back to DC's Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 26, from July 1961, with story by Robert Bernstein and art by Kurt Schaffenberger. Listen to me, Lois. I am the voice of your mind. You're going to become sicker and sicker till your brain will snap completely and you'll be carried off in a straitjacket. I know it. I hear voices, see things that aren't there. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Oh, help me, Superman, wherever you are. Save me before I go completely mad. For years, Lois Lane, Daily Planet newshawk, has thrown herself into her work, never sparing herself in the pursuit of bigger and better scoops. Well, the constant pressure, tension, and strain finally catch up with Lois, as it eventually must with all those who disregard their health. A shocking series of events occur, and we can only watch in pity and helplessness as a brilliant mind snaps and Lois becomes the mad woman of Metropolis. One afternoon at the Daily Planet, as Lois Lane finishes her article, Clark's phone is ringing. I'd better answer it. Hello, Clark Kent's desk. Lois Lane speaking. Put Kent on. I've got a scoop for him. And hurry, I ain't got much time. Ye gods, Clark isn't here. But if I don't take the message, the planet might lose a big story. I'll see if I can get away with an old trick. Just a second. I see Kent coming now. Then as Lois hastily covers the transmitter with her hanky. This is Clark Kent. Who's calling? Never mind that. Just listen. If you want a juicy headline, meet me at 7 p.m. at the abandoned lighthouse at Ponder Point and come alone, or no story. A nice situation. My boss, Perry White, is away in Europe on business. Jimmy Olsen's on vacation, and Superman is heaven knows where. There's no one whose advice I can ask about whether the scheme I'm hatching is too wild. Well, wild or not, I'm keeping this appointment for Clark. I want that scoop for myself, and if recollection serves me, there's something in this storage room which can help me become Clark Kent. Shortly, I was right. Jimmy Olsen recently left his disguised trunk here. I can use this blue suit, glasses, football shoulder pads, elevated shoes. An hour later. Well, this is the best I can do to pad my shoulders. Luckily, I must see this tipster at night, so he'll think I'm Clark if I stay in the shadows and disguise my voice. Presently, just before 7 p.m. Well, here I am, painted, padded, and perplexed. Nobody is around. Maybe the character I'm to meet is inside the old lighthouse. I'll have to take a look. But as Lois pokes her head through the entrance, now to change my voice from soprano to baritone. This is Clark Kent. Is anybody... Oh, crack! Pleased to meet you, Kent. Soon after, as a state patrol car cruises by on Ponder Point Road. Hey, that's funny. I see a light at the old lighthouse. Nobody's been there for 5 years. We'd better investigate. Right. Okay, chum, spill it. What are you doing here? Oh, my aching head. I was slugged from behind, lured into a trap. I'm Lois Lane, Planet reporter, pinch hitting for Clark Kent, another reporter. Let me explain. But when the troopers check up on Lois's story, I've got Kent on the phone. He says he's been in the office all afternoon. He also told us that he received no phone calls, but that you've been acting peculiarly all day. He's crazy. Let me talk to him. Then, as Lois listens amazed, I haven't been out of the office all day, Lois. I think you've been overworking lately, beginning to see and hear things. I've got to hang up now. Perry wants me to prepare a Father's Day feature. As Clark hangs up, maybe he's right. Maybe I have been working too hard, and it's affected my mind. But this bump on my head is not a product of my imagination. You probably stumbled and knocked yourself out. Come, Miss Lane. We'll drive you home. A good night's rest will do you a world of good. That night, as Lois tosses fitfully, gosh, I hope I'm not cracking up. I'd better take Clark's advice and go easy on my work. The next day at the Planet office. Golly, Clark, I sure got a flood of mail from readers praising my last article. I haven't put down this letter opener all morning. I remember that gold letter opener. The police commissioner gave it to you last year for capturing Killer Meigs. Right, Meigs got 10 years. He swore he'd get me for sending him to prison, but Meigs is still behind bars and I'm still alive and kicking. Lois, do me a favor. Get me some typing paper from the storage room. I'm expecting a call and I don't want to leave my desk. Shortly in the storage room. A life-size canvas painting of Superman slashed to ribbons with a knife. Clark, come here quick. As Clark and other reporters hear Lois's screams and rush to her aid. That picture of Superman we displayed during Superman Week. Oh, some maniac destroyed it. Good heavens, Lois. When I saw it a few hours ago, it was undamaged. That paper knife. Lois, what are you doing with that knife? I don't know. I was opening some fan mail, then. Wait, you don't think that I. No, I couldn't do a thing like that. Not to Superman's picture. I'd have to be crazy. Lois? Yes, Lois, it could only be the act of a mad person. Better give me that knife. You're right, Clark. I don't know what's gotten into me. If I could mutilate that picture, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Then let me take you to a psychiatrist friend who might be able to help you. You can't go on like this, Lois. As Lois agrees and puts on new makeup before leaving. Where'd you get these pills, Lois? I forgot. I attended a police safety lecture about poisons yesterday. By accident, I must have picked up this exhibit and put it in my purse. I better leave it in my desk. In my condition, I might unknowingly take a deadly pill. Later, at the psychiatrist's office, Mr. Kent has told me how hard you work. How, aside from your newspaper career, do you have any other interest, like a boyfriend? Well, Dr. Blake, there's Superman, but how can I honestly say he's my boyfriend when he seldom dates me? Don't hesitate, Miss Lane. I want you to talk freely about whatever comes to your mind. Well, Superman is always on my mind. I keep thinking of the many occasions he's saved my life. Like the time he rescued me when I leaned too far out a window and take a picture of a parade passing in the street below. The camera. Don't worry, Lois, I caught that too. Silly Lois. Then there was the time Superman saved me from being killed by gangsters when I was lured into a trap. Bang, bang. Gasp, it's Superman. Our bullets are bouncing off him. Yes, Superman saved my life countless times, but alas, I can't get him to marry me. Well, your problem is simple, Miss Lane. You're disappointed in love. You're suffering a nervous breakdown because Superman won't marry you. Pretty soon, if you don't help yourself, you'll begin to hear strange voices, see things that aren't real, and end up in a mental hospital. No, that mustn't happen. Please tell me how I can help myself. Well, for one thing, you need a new hero to admire. For example, Ben-Hur. I'll lend you my copy of the book. Read it. It'll take your mind off Superman, and you'll discover the world is full of great champions. Oh, thanks, Doctor. I'll read it tonight. That night, the doctor was right. The book is very exciting. Ben-Hur is a terrific hero. I could see him so vividly in the famous chariot race. The next morning, as Lois receives visitors, I thought I'd bring your sister Lucy to see you, Lois. How are you feeling this morning? Great, Clark. That book was really a cure-all. It relaxed me completely and made me forget my troubles. I finished reading it, so you could take it back to your psychiatrist friend. A minute later, this book, Lois, it can't be the one Dr. Blake loaned you. What's the matter? Why are you both looking at me like that? Oh, I read it out of order. You couldn't have read this book, Lois. Look at it. The pages are all blank. There's no title, no illustrations. But how can that be? I read it last night. You mean you thought you had? Try to remember, Lois. Where did you get a blank-paged book? What did you do with Dr. Blake's Ben-Hur? I don't know. I thought I read it, Clark. Lucy, I must be going mad. I see things that aren't there. There, Lois. Don't get upset. Just don't do anything today. Don't go to the office. Lucy and I will visit Dr. Blake and ask him how to treat your condition now that it's worse. But when Clark and Lucy leave, Lois, this is your mind speaking. Your friends and relatives can't help you now. You're beyond help. You've cracked up permanently. A voice. I hear a strange voice talking to me. Is it real or am I imagining? It just as I imagined I read that book. Listen to me, Lois. I am the best friend you have. Yourself. You don't want to get sicker and sicker till they carry you off in a straitjacket in a lunatic asylum. No, I couldn't stand that. But don't talk to me anymore. You're scaring me. Don't be a fool, Lois. You can't escape the suggestions of your own mind. Go down to your car, take a drive, see what happens. Yes, I will. Maybe if I divert myself by driving around, I won't hear my fearful inner voice. But later in Lois's car, poor mad Lois, your inner voice will always harass you unless you take the only way out. Go to the office where peace awaits you. Yes, I'll go there. I'll do anything to avoid a life of madness. Meanwhile, in a hideout outside Metropolis. Killer Meg's strategy worked. Soon Lois Lane will kill herself, and Meigs won't have to escape from jail to have his revenge. As his pals, we followed his instruction about how to destroy Lois Lane. First, for months we studied everything about Lois Lane's life. Then we hid microphones in 3 secret locations and focused secret TV cameras on her apartment, car, and office. True, they've been watching Lois on their private TV monitor screens and talking to her through their planted speakers. That was the mystery voice she heard. Meeg's gunman came to the planet 2 days ago and kidnapped me at gunpoint. Don't try anything funny, Kent. I can't resist them without revealing I'm Superman, so I'll play along with their scheme and switch only if an emergency arises. Okay, I'll come quietly. Then they imprisoned me here while one crook, an ex-actor, impersonated me. His lies and devilish tricks made Lois think she was going crazy. The fake Clark Kent cut up the picture before Lois entered the stockroom, but let her think she did it. The psychiatrist, another phony, gave Lois a Ben-Hur book printed with disappearing ink, so that everything in it, titles, pictures, print, faded overnight. Thus, when Lois saw blank pages, she thought her mind had snapped. Okay, Kent, now we're taking you for a ride. Presently at the planet, I asked Clark a few minutes ago if he had heard a strange voice, and he said no, but I hear it, so I must be mad. I'd better take the voice's advice. That's it, Lois. Use the poison pills you took from the police exhibit. But first, write a suicide note. Tell the world you can't face a life of madness. But as Lois obeys, she notices a newspaper on her desk. That's funny. Clark wrote a Father's Day article about the living fathers of Planet reporters and included a photograph I've often seen on his desk of Jonathan Kent. Clark, this doesn't make sense. How could you include your father in this group picture? Your father is dead. Suddenly a horrible thought strikes Lois. Wait, I know why you made that mistake. You're not Clark Kent. You're an imposter. I'm calling the police. No, my dear, you're committing suicide. Help. Help. Lois Lane jumped out the window. At that moment, on the highway to Metropolis. That finishes Kent. It'll look as if he were killed speeding. Little do they know I've switched to Superman and am streaking at super speed to save Lois's life. I've been watching her constantly with my supervision in case she'd run into trouble. An instant later, Superman, you're back in town. Yes, and I just saved Clark, too. You've both been victims of a diabolical plot by Killer Meeks. I'll soon round up everybody in his gang, including the skunk who impersonated Clark. That evening at police headquarters. Yes, Lois, Meeks' men used hidden microphones, TV cameras, and clever tricks to make you believe you are hopelessly insane, so that you take your own life. Maybe I was being driven insane, Superman, but Meeks' gang was really insane to attempt this scheme with you, keeping an eye on Clark and me. This is a great story. Love the art by Kurt Schaffenberger. Maybe the having Lois seemingly attempting suicide, that may be a bit much, but overall I did like this one.